Welcome to another edition of Play It Through, and this time around it's 8 Eyes, brought to us by Texan and the Seta Corporation. Texan also did Mystery Quest and Fists of the North Star. Seta Corporation did The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and one of my least favorite games, The Castle of Dragon. Now this game is a Castlevania clone, and that's what they always say, and I agree with them, with an awesome soundtrack, and also elements of Mega Man. You can pick your level right off the bat, similar to Mega Man. Pick any level you want to go to, except for the final level, House of Ruth. And all the levels are based on, all the levels are different countries. And like Mega Man, after defeating, you're supposed to do the bosses in a certain order, because after defeating them, you're going to get an upgraded sword. And by getting an upgraded sword, you can then go on to the next boss and do better, more damage to him. Throughout the game, you're going to be collecting these scrolls, which I will be grabbing all the scrolls in each level just to show you. And they give you a hint. Now you're not going to be quite sure what to do with this hint, but each boss drops a certain jewel. Each one is the keeper of a certain jewel. At the end of the game, you must place all the jewels you collect, all 8 jewels, the 8 eyes, in the correct places in the pedestal at the end of the game in order to unlock the door and beat the game. Now the storyline for this game is apparently there was nuclear war, and at the site of the 8 bombs that were dropped in this nuclear war, a crystal, a gem, whatever, appeared in the crater, and those are the 8 eyes, the 8 crystals that you have to go around and collect. And I think what you're trying to accomplish is putting all 8 eyes on the pedestal of peace, I think it's called, in order to, I guess, gain world peace back into what's left of the world. The combat is very difficult, because you have a very, very short-ranged weapon. So you must learn how each enemy works in order to defeat them. Most of the time, though, you'll hit them, back away quickly, wait till they attack, and then quickly move in after the attack is over with, and then hit them. Now these big blue spherical things I've been collecting, other than, that weren't the scroll, there is an upgrade to your health bar. There's always enough in each level to get your health bar up all the way to the max full 10 bars of health. The end of my bar right now, the 2 last blue spots, those are ones I haven't gained yet. The problem with this game is, at every level you must regain all 10 of them, which for this run, I'll be doing all 10 of them in this level. I know where they all are pretty easily. And then for the other levels in the game, I'm only going to grab a couple, pretty much if I know where they are and it's right in my path. I'm not going to go out of the way to be grabbing them. This is the easiest level to get them all, though. There's some other upgrades in the game, such as an item that instantly restores all your health, and your item, which is the little white crosses I collect throughout the game. They bring up your item thing, similar to Mega Man. Once that's, you use that in order to use the certain items you collect, which is a mix of pretty much Castlevania. The item that's the most important item you're going to need in the entire game is the one I have right now, that snowball, because that allows you to freeze any enemy you hit with it for a few seconds. And with the bosses, you can use that in order to get about 4 quick shots in against the boss. Each boss, there's a strategy usually to use against them, and I will explain my strategy, at least how I do the different bosses when I get to them. There's also, you're going to see in a second, the cool element of this game is the fact you can also control your bird. And right there I was able to use the bird there in order to take out that enemy. And you may wonder why take the bird off my shoulder. But the reason why I do so is because there are certain enemies in the game that can only be killed by the bird, which is very, very annoying if you don't know which ones can only be hurt by the bird, as well as, when you're trying to do quick combat, trying to get the bird off your back sometimes isn't necessarily easiest to control. This game had a cool concept in that way, but unfortunately it doesn't always follow through with it and can sometimes be frustrating. Now here's the first boss. Your goal for this boss is to use up all the snowballs you've gotten and wheel in as many hits as possible, back away, throw another snowball, get in there with as many hits as possible, back away, hit with another snowball. By the time you've used all your items in the game, you should have them down to about what I have them. In which case, at this point, just go in and wail on them, or use the same strategy that you use against normal enemies. Hit, back away, wait for him to attack, and as soon as his attack's done, run in quickly and get in a good shot. And he holds the black onyx crystal. The interesting thing is after defeating each enemy, each boss, you somehow sit down and have a cup of tea with them. I guess that's how world peace is governed at this point in age. A skeleton will come in and give you cups of tea. Yep. Which I find humorous. I love the little sprites drinking tea. I think it's quite humorous. So I'll leave it in there for at least a few seconds each time. Now I'm going to be doing the levels in the order that is best in order to use the correct sword. So second level here is Egypt. Overall, this level isn't too difficult. Probably the hardest level in the game, in my opinion, is Arabia in terms of the enemies, and then of course Germany and Africa because they are both mazes. But once you learn the maze, once you've gone through it once or twice, learn how the maze works, you'll be good to go throughout the rest of it, and they're not as difficult anymore. But on the first playthrough of this game, those mazes can be a pain in the butt, no doubt about it. This is also another one of those games, like I mentioned in Friday the 13th, like you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit, and you're usually gonna get hit a lot against certain enemies in this game. I played this game a heck of a lot as a kid, and the reason I'm using right now the bird is that it's getting me the next scroll, which will give me the next hint. I already know where the jewels, I pretty much memorized where the jewels go, but I want to show you in the game where all the scrolls are so that you can get them if you ever, want to play the game. You can get all the scrolls and kind of figure out for yourself if you wanted to, the order in which the jewels go. But like I was saying, you're gonna get hit in this game, usually a lot. I played this game a ton as a kid, and I got really good at dodging a lot of the enemies, but I still get hit a lot. There's certain bosses in the game that I really don't have too much of a strategy for. I just kind of run in, hit them as fast as possible, and try not to die. That's pretty much what comes down to my strategy at certain points against certain bosses. Now these guys, those big green guys at the bottom, they do a good chunk of damage, so the best thing to do for them is to just avoid them at all costs. The jumping takes a little to get used to. It's not too bad though. Use the jumping to jump across these blocks I was using at the top here. Wait till the green monster walks across to the other side of the screen and then quickly jump and go down. These mudmen can be kind of annoying, which you don't have to kill that first one. The only one you pretty much have to kill is the one in the second. If you fall down to that bottom set of things, fish, these big fish-type creatures, will come out and deliver some huge hits to you. Enter this door, and we're in another part of the room. Right now, we're not going to have to worry about that panther at the bottom, really. There is a boss that actually has a pet panther. So when we get to that boss, we have to encounter the panther, in which case I'll show you the easiest strategy in order to defeat panthers. These guys, on the other hand, thank God they only appear in this one level. They take 3 total hits to kill. They just always seem to get at least 1 or 2 hits on me. This game is also pretty good to have a turbo controller or use the turbo button. I will be using it mainly against certain bosses just to maximize the amount of hits I get on them. You can easily defeat any boss without it, but it's kind of useful. Now we're in the boss room. You can also build up your item meter if you want throughout the game. In this level, it'll help. This boss isn't really that tough once you figure out pretty much the basic mode, but you see how much damage I'm doing to him per hit? That's because I have the correct sword. If I didn't have the correct sword, I'd be doing a lot less. Now the strategy for this boss is he launches those 3 balls at you. After he launches all 3 of them, quickly go in, get a hit, back away, hold jump. Keep repeating this strategy until he has no health left. You're gonna get hit by a few of the magic spheres balls he throws at you, which is okay. Don't be too concerned with it. You're gonna get hit a few times, and if you have a good amount of health going into the boss battle, you should have very little problems. It's one of those things that just comes down to learning timing and how it works against the bosses. But, like I said, you're gonna get hit, so don't worry about it too much. After he's defeated, we grab the next jewel, which is a, like, pink-red ruby type jewel. And then we decide to sit down and have a nice cup of tea. Somehow he's now solid red. Don't really understand why, but he somehow changed colors on me. I guess I really don't care that much. And here we go, next level. Now, right off the bat, run over to the right side here and grab that, because it's an instant full health as well as an extra bar of life. This level, the Italy level, isn't very tough to get through, but has one of the more difficult bosses, unless you know unless you have a good strategy going into him. I have my own strategy that I use against him. It may be in guides, I'm not quite sure if it is or not. But when we get to the boss, this is the boss that has the pet panther along with him. So he can actually be quite difficult and intimidating if you've never played the game before. Once again, just easily, most enemies, it's just you deliver a quick hit and then back away. Here's the next scroll for you. White is next to yellow. Pretty basic stuff. It's one of those things, if you get all of the clues, you can kind of put them together, and it usually becomes only one or two of the crystals you have to really debate on what spot they're going to go into in the piece pedestal, the pedestal piece, or whatever it's called. This is another one of those games that the ending you get for beating it really doesn't seem worth it for the amount of effort it probably takes you on the first try to get through it, which as a kid took me years to finally be able to beat this game, and would take me hours and hours and hours of, dying a lot of times against certain bosses. I eventually got good at certain ones, but there's always been a few bosses that have always given me a little bit of trouble. But the game overall isn't very hard if you know everything to do. And by that I mean know the strategies against normal enemies, or know the strategies against the different bosses in the game. These pitchfork people, you have to be careful, because even though it looks like they're short range, that pitchfork has a hit detection really far. Now here's this giant diaper baby looking thing with a chain. He can only be taken out with Curtis, your falcon or bird, or I think it's a falcon. Maybe an eagle. I'm not sure. I think it's a falcon though. Another one of those baby diaper wearing guys. Easily dispensed of. More skeletons. There's a cool animation of falling down the stairs. You don't see it. I don't think it's in any of the other games. Taking out the skeleton there. I did my first music thing on this game, and this is one of my favorite songs. I included in there. Once you go down the stairs here, get Curtis out, hit the switch with him after you take out that big blob thing, and then enter the door to go to the next area, the second to last room of the level. The final room before the boss. There's panthers at the bottom, don't really have to worry about them too much. Take out this big fat guy with a single shot, he's pretty simple. You have to pretty much drop down and let Curtis, as soon as he gets down there, let him go. Quickly go back up the stairs, wait till Curtis comes over, and use him to hit the switch and go in the room to the boss. Now for this boss, he has a pet panther. Now first off, wait till he comes over to the right, the boss himself, and goes back to the left. That's where you don't have to deal with him for a few seconds. Now jump down here, and then hit the panther. Every time he walks to you, he stops before he pounces. You hit him quickly, and if you hit him at the right time, he won't do any damage because he's flashing after the hit. If as soon as you see the boss come back over, quickly walk to the right side of the screen so that he doesn't see you and doesn't start throwing cards at you. Now hit this, and that's an invincibility. As soon as you see the boss himself come back over, as soon as he appears on the right side of the screen, you want to quickly grab the item, run back over, and then just start wailing on him as fast as possible. Do as much damage as you can before the invincibility wears off. You'll see that you get a good amount of shots before the invincibility runs out. Once you start getting hit, start using the snowballs, the items that you've collected throughout the level. Once you've done that, take him out easily, and grab his crystal, and you have defeated the boss of Italy, who is now pale as snow and is wearing a really, really peach, light-colored shirt. I don't know why. And you've earned a more powerful sword. And now for India. This is my favorite song of the level songs. I love this song. But this level overall is probably the easiest level in the entire game. It's not super long, and the boss of it isn't really that hard either, which is a plus. And since we have some people say do this level, have recommended this level first, but the sword that I have from the Italy level works best against this guy, so use it for the correct order. I knew exactly where, like I said, I don't really collect, I'm not going to be collecting the blue spheres throughout the game, pretty much, but if I knew exactly where one is and it doesn't slow me up, I will be grabbing it. There is enough in each level to get instantly up to make sure you have 10 before the boss, but for the most part, you're not going to need all of them after you've played a little bit and gotten used to everything. You won't need it. Wait until Curtis comes back over, hit the door switch, and go through the door. Now quickly on this part, get Curtis out, because the first enemy you see, that guy, only can be taken out by Curtis. Now use the same strategy we used against the boss panther against this little panther. 3 hits, and he quickly is gone. Wait till this tubby fat guy walks over to the right side of the screen, go up the stairs quickly. He'll breathe fire. Same basic thing as all weapons, except he's a lot quicker than most enemies, so you're probably going to take a hit from him. But right there is an NES drink, which is an instant full health to whoever grabs it. So that's something useful in case you took some damage early in the level. There's some more of these giant naked baby things. I really don't know what they are. I always, as a kid, I always thought they were literally giant walking babies. Some of the enemies really frightened me in this game, I guess because they're all horribly scarred from nuclear war or something. But they've always frightened me, at least. Another one of these panthers to take out. Also, this fat guy can be taken out with 1 hit from you, or you can use Curtis to take him out with 2 hits. Kill that panther now? No. Gonna walk up the stairs and take out the other guy. Pretty simple to hit him. Build up my item meter. Send Curtis over the edge, and go through the door. And now here's some of the bats we had to deal with. One of them in Spain. Actually 2, but only one I actually killed. Pretty much wait till he comes down. As soon as he hits, go to the right way as he's falling, and then quickly go to the left right before he hits, and take him out. Now you're wondering where the scroll is. And the scroll in this level is literally right before the boss. As I take out another bat. Here it is, this middle step here. And there it is, there's the scroll. Black is next to red. Open the door, and head to the boss room. One thing about this boss is right there on that little piece is a Z drink. And the Z drink allows you, the Z drink spinning is a more powerful sword for a brief period of time. Pretty much get out your snowballs and just start wailing on them as much as possible before it wears off. He's pretty simple. He has arcing shots that don't really hit you unless you're on the end of the arc or are standing directly in front of him when he throws one out. But he's overall pretty easy. And he drops his crystal, and probably the easiest stage in the game is now complete. And you have earned a more powerful sword. Yay! More powerful sword. I like the little, like how it's like this peach pink color. And now it's time for Africa. Immediately fall down the hole. This is a maze, just by the way. This is a complete maze. First off, you can grab that sphere if you want. Head down the stairs, and then go down these pair of stairs. If you don't, you're not going to get out of the loop. Now it looks like the exact same room you were in, which it is. But this time you want to head to the right and drop down the hole. Go back down the stairs, and then head to the right again and fall down the hole again. And now look, boom. You're here. Now, I could go right to the boss, but I want to grab an item for you, so I'm going to be going a little bit different route. You can also, right here, you want to use Curtis in order to hit this block and get another one, get a blue sphere. These spheres, guys, are trying to hit you with these spears. There's the scroll. They can only be taken out by Curtis. Purple is next to red. And now we have another one of the things. If I went right to the boss, I wouldn't have been able to get a hold of that one. On the left side here, which is the exact same room as the endless room, somehow there's another one of the blue spheres. Go back up the stairs, take out this guy again who will only be hurt by Curtis. Which I'm gonna do a couple times just to gain a little bit more of items. If you want to, you can spend all your time to fully max out your item meter if you want, but it's not that useful. Grab any health, I say, and then head up the stairs. Once here, go up this pair of stairs, take out the back tubby guy with a single shot, fall down, go to the left here, and hit this block, which drops an S rank, which gives you full health. That's the reason why I wanted to, instead of going right to the boss, I wanted to get that item first. Now we're going to head to the boss. This is one of the really quick, this is probably the shortest level in the entire game if you know how to go right to the boss. Once again, when you're in this endless room, head down the stairs all the way, then go back down, but head all the way to the right this time and fall down the hole. Once at this point, wait for that stupid bird pterodactyl to fly by, go down the stairs and head back down to the right hole. Now you're here, but go up the stairs this time. Once up the stairs, go up here, take out the spear throwing guy, and head up this pair of stairs. And ta-da! Now you're somehow in this room with the switch for the door to take you to the boss. This boss is another one of the pretty simple bosses. You just want to kind of get in there and hit him, but here's a G-drink. How lucky for us. Not the spinning G-drink, but the other G-drink. I don't really know why they have both, but as soon as he comes over, quickly grab it, and you can just start wailing on him with taking no damage because you're invincible. The invincibility, once that runs out, you could of course use your snowballs that you've gained, or just keep wailing on him, because on this stage it's easier to hit him because he just kind of stands around you, he doesn't try to run away and throw cards at you. Overall, pretty simple boss. He gives you a purple sword, even though he's dressed in white, and now his mohawk doesn't look blue anymore, it kind of looks white. But anyway, we decided to have some tea and get a sword. Now it's time for Germany, the other of the puzzle-based levels. First and foremost, jump across here or go up the stairs and jump to that middle part. But you want to fall through the small, tiny hole, not the two big holes on the left or right. You want to fall through the middle one. Once down here, take out this guy and fall down this hole here. Once here, jump across. Use Curtis to take out this guy. And hit this block, revealing the scroll for the level. Between black and white, there is no yellow, thus eliminating yellow from being black and white. Then head to the door. Into the door, go fall down here. Wait till you can either wait till the skull goes by or just hit it. Go over here and take out this block, which gives you an S drink, which I have full health, but if I didn't, it'd be useful. But don't go in the door, fall down the hole on the right. If you go in that door, it's just going to take you to another loop that would start you back at the beginning, pretty much. Ow. Waiting for the pitchfork person to go all the way over. And getting hit by flying bats. Go down this hole. And now this is the room that was right next to that other room we fell down earlier. Except it has an axe guy instead of a pike guy. Now here, jump across this gap here. Take out the axe guy. Head up the stairs. Once here, immediately go to the left, fall down the hole, and you somehow come right up the top of the ceiling. Hit the switch with Curtis and go through the door to the boss. Another one of these, pretty easy level. Now here's another one of these Z spinning drinks. This boss is actually pretty difficult, for the most part, because he's another one of the magician types. But grab the item, he throws like these boomerang things. But it's pretty much the same deal as the magician guy from the Egypt level. But with that Z drink, you can pretty much wail on them really fast and take out as much as you need to. Hit his weapons as fast as possible, getting close when when you can, and hit him. He's an overall easy guy as well. Not too difficult. Have some more tea, and we continue on to the next level, which we now have a solid white blade. As that skeleton, I guess, never gets tired of giving us tea. And it's time for the final level of the initial set of levels, Arabia. This is probably the toughest level in the game. And the reason why I think it's the toughest is because the enemies, there's more enemies it seems like per platform, and it seems like the enemies that do the more damage to you, which can be a pain in the butt. But overall, they're not too bad. That guy with the bow can get a little bit of a pain, but he's not too bad. Fall down here. Take down this guy. Grabbing as any item, crosses I see during the time. Got the snowball from the little Jawa-looking dude. It's kind of funny the game has Jawas. Hit the door switch, and quickly go through the door to the next area. So far, so good. Take out the skeleton with 3 pretty quick hits. Grab that blue sphere if you want to, you don't have to. Optional sphere. It'd be cooler if the sphere, once you got one, it filled up your whole life meter, up to the max, but so that's what the downfall of the spheres are, because without a potion or without the brown crosses that give you health, they're worthless for the most part. If you're not going to be able to get any of them, then there's no real need to get the spheres. So I'm using Curtis here to hit this end block to get the scroll. Black is on the far right. Well, now we know exactly where black is. It's on the far right. Here's one of these annoying big guys that I don't really like that much. Kind of funny though, I guess he eats something and somehow that allows him to use fire. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure either way. Next area. No point in going down there. Don't go down there unless you absolutely positively have to. Drop down to this block instead in order to get a good vantage point against that skeleton, in which case you can jump up then. And that way you can get up here without having to take any damage really from that skeleton. But since there's another one that comes out of that doorway, you're pretty much gonna get hit because it's a combination of both of them, can do damage, which is really, that's pretty annoying actually. And that's probably the reason why I consider this level hard, is I don't like any level, I don't like places where it seemingly is almost impossible to get past. Like there's that one that's like final room in Moon Ranger, which was almost impossible to get past without taking damage from enemies. More annoying skeletons with swords. Try to take out this guy. There we go. Head down the stairs. Take out, guess what? Another skeleton with a sword. Woo! But wait, there's another one that appears right after I got one. I didn't even get a chance to walk like a step before he appeared. Officially, you should probably let Curtis out on that top floor, but if you jump high enough and let him out at the right time, you can still be able to hit that switch. Okay, it's now time for the boss. This boss is pretty simple. Use your snowballs and hit him and deliver as many quick shots to the stomach, gut, or crotch, it looks like. Once you're out of them, use your same strategy you use against most enemies to hit and move out of the way. On the third time, you probably will get hit because he throws knives instead of his normal hits, which can be annoying, and you're probably going to always get hit no matter what. And with that, we have completed all the levels, and I get the now black blade. Cool looking onyx colored blade. And now all the countries are done, it's time for the House of Ruth. If you're wondering why it's called the House of Ruth, the final boss is named Ruth, the only female that you really see throughout the game. Now you gotta do a boss battle, a boss, you know, go through, that just kind of like Mega Man and other games, you have to face every boss. But the thing about it is, you always have full health before the boss battles, and full item, as well as every item instantly in the game, and all 10 of your bars full. For the most part, during the course of this, I'm just gonna go in and just start wailing on most of the enemies without really caring that much. And you ask me why? Because, hey, if I don't need to be conservative with my health, you know, why be conservative with your health? Why take that much time to be conservative? Of course you can if you want to. After defeating him, instead of course the crystal he drops a cross that somehow gives your health and opens the door. Next area we gotta fight, which right here I'll show you. Every level is gonna have one of these. Every one of the rooms has that crystal type, and in there is an instant full health and full item. So if having full health and full item isn't enough against the boss, you can also get another whole set of full health and full items in order to use against the boss. Which is just one of those bosses that's annoying to me no matter what. I don't like him at all. Which, there you go, there's that S jar, which I will be grabbing here. Pretty much because I wasn't being conservative like I should have been. But, oh well, not really caring that much. It was the same strategy, though, that we used in the other time. You're supposed to wait till he shoots the 3 things, then move in close, hit real fast, and then he'll jump. But, you know what, screw it. I'll just use as many of the snowballs as I need to. Take him out. He'll drop this magical cross, which instantly gives me full health and full item, which I can then promptly go to the next room and fight the next boss. Which, it's the guy from Arabia. Which, if you're wondering, right there, this is where it is. If you need it in the room, that's where it's gonna be. This guy, though, same exact strategy we used against him just a few seconds ago, actually. You're gonna use the snowballs, hit him, and then bash him in the crotch with your little fencing sword. Once you're out of him, then use the strategy of hit, walk away. On the 3rd time, he's always gonna get you, because instead of doing a swipe with the sword, he throws knives at you. So you're gonna get hit no matter what on that 3rd try. But still, overall, he's not that tough of a battle. And, of course, if you need to, there's always a full health thing at the top of the stairs. Which, hopefully, I don't need to grab here. Hopefully I can kill him before I need that. Come on, there we go. He's taken out now. He'll give me full health. The door will open, and we continue on our boss battle journey. Now this is the boss from Italy. The guy with the panther. But the thing about it is, unlike the last time, the panther stays on the top floor. And we're pretty much just going to be using the same strategy we used against him before. Since unfortunately we don't have the we don't have the invincibility. But throw snowballs at him, get him stuck in a corner, keep launching snowballs, get as many hits on him as possible before you run out. In which case, just stand there, keep moving slightly closer every time he knocks you away, but don't move all the way to the left or else he'll start walking the other direction and deliver a lot of hits to you. You just kind of want to stay as close as possible to the left, to him without actually like kind of overlapping him in order to make sure he stays in the same spot. If you're wondering, the Super S jar is in that block above me, that big kind of mass of blocks hanging down. That's where it is. But this guy is the guy from India. He wasn't very tough to begin with, so I shouldn't need to get that. Shouldn't, at least. If I run into absolute trouble, I will grab it, because it's pretty easy to get upstairs and be able to grab it without him delivering any real damage to me. Only real annoying thing about him is, of course, he disappears and reappears, and you just gotta kind of be there in order to take him out. But, just like the first time, he's not tough. Unfortunately, I don't have the improved attack that I did the first time around, but Really simple stuff. You can actually dodge all these attacks if you really want to and move in when you need, when you want to, or when opportunity arises. But overall, it's not that bad. Next boss is the guy from Africa, which we kicked the crap out of him last time, but we're just going to be using the simple strategy of throw snowballs at him and deliver as many quick shots as we possibly can before we run out of snowballs. Once we're out of snowballs, just keep wailing on him. There's a very good chance you'll be able to take him out, just keep hitting him, before he'll take you out. So, if you're asking my strategy, it's just keep wailing on him until he's dead. When she's doing a little bit of damage, you know what? I'm just going to show you because I'm almost low health here. Over here on the left side, this crystal, there it is, there's the S. Just to make sure I don't die, because that would be embarrassing, but I really didn't need it. And now, even though I just grabbed one, he's going to drop full health, and moving on. And here we go, Ruth herself, the final boss of 8 Eyes. I think she looks really cool with like the skull on her, and she has a whip. She's really easy. Use the snowballs that we've been using against every other boss. Hit her, and then just keep wailing on her as much as possible. The thing about it is, she, like the Panther and other enemies, if she's flashing, like if you hit her and she uses the whip, she doesn't do damage to you. And because your attacks are slower, you're only going to get hit probably with every other attack, in which case you can just destroy her in a matter of seconds. Not much of a real final battle. She drops her jewel. You have that one, and now you have beaten the game. You have tea with Ruth, which of course you're not going to get a more powerful sword. There's no real need to get a more powerful sword. Let's show you having tea with Ruth a little bit. Just kind of enjoying the moment here, as we have defeated the final boss. Now it's time to place the jewels. First and foremost, the white jewel goes there. Green jewel, there. And there goes the yellow jewel on the left side. The red jewel is the second to last one. Purple jewel next to the red. The black jewel all the way in the end. The orange one next to green. There we go. And the blue one next to the purple on the left. Boom. Shakes a little bit. The door opens up. I enter the door. Somehow the bird faces a jewel instead of actually going through the door. And congratulations, Orin, in fighting your way through the 8. Okay, come on. Are you done? Did you just, there. Perilous Castles, you have proved that your swordsmanship and falconry talents are... Tap, 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 tap. Tap my foot. Come on. Come on. Great. In solving the riddle of the 8 jewels and have proved your skill as a logician. Uh-huh. Yeah. Who the hell are you? What the freak are you? You're like some kind of purple gargoyle. These were great tests of skill on only the strongest of warriors and the wisest of... But seriously, what the hell are you? Are you even talking to me? Like, can you talk? Are you like telepathic? Are you one of those like fortune tellers I put a quarter in? Scholars could have completed this quest. I realize that there is only one thing more. Okay, seriously, I don't even care what you are, but you could talk faster. I mean, I know it's like the end of the world and everything, but come on. Gratifying that coming to the end of a great game that is realizing the challenge has just... You're telling me I just completed a great game? That's kind of weird. What? Begun? Go now on another quest awaits in the second adventure your skills will be... Hold on. I wasn't good enough to beat the game? I had to do it again? I would have to beat the game again? You know what? Screw that. The ending isn't much. Trust me, folks, there's actually 3 times you gotta beat the game. It's not worth it. Testing has never been before. If you are truly skilled, you may be able to finish some of it. No, trust me, it's not that much tougher. You can actually beat it. I like how there's enough space before the exclamation point. What the hell is up with that? Good luck, here's the password for the most challenging adventure of your life. They're gonna show the password. It's Texon. I know it by heart because I used to do it as a kid all the time. But with that, it's gonna wrap up another play it through. I hope you enjoyed 8 Eyes. I've always enjoyed it as a kid. I hope you enjoyed me watching me play it. And you should give it at least one try. It's not that bad of a game, actually.